goes into her heart valve.
She's had 9 surgeries in her 12 years, and the girls were aware of the condition.
There was an adult holding a camera out a window watching a little girl get her face smashed in by 4 girls and just continued to videotape, didn't call the police. There's still comments being made today. Calling her a snitch, she's going to get it worse.
And joining me tonight in Rhode Island, the mother of the 12-year-old who was attacked, Holly, joins us. In New York, Sensei John Mirrione, the creator of the Stop Bullying campaign and Harmony by Karate.com. And in Seattle, the author of the book, The Bully, The Bullied, and The Bystander, Barbara Colaroso. Holly, I want to begin with you first. How is your daughter doing physically and mentally tonight?
Physically, she has bumps and bruises, black eyes. Mentally, I think it's going to be a little bit longer for her to heal. I think she's trying to be as strong as she can be because she is one very strong young lady.
Holly, the mother of the bully also spoke out, did not defend her daughter, talked about her daughter, that she needs help, that she wants her daughter locked up, wanted to leave her in jail with the judge. Holly, I'm interested in your reaction to the bully's mom's reaction to all of this.
The one that you're speaking of, her reaction I admire, if only more mothers were that way. Another mother, apologized. She was sorry for what her daughter did, so she said. And as far as the other 2 parents, I haven't heard anything.
Sensei, let me go to you. And tonight I want to focus a little bit more on the parents of bullies because, a lot of times we look at this from Holly's perspective. How do we protect our children? What do we tell them to do? How do we react? How do we make their lives normal? But there's a whole bunch of parents who have children who are bullies out there. From your perspective, Sensei, what do you think these parents of bullies should be saying, should be doing? What should that conversation be?
Well, whenever a bully does that, that's a pain they're feeling inside. So, as much as I know this is painful for her to understand, I have compassion for the victim and for the bully. Because in a lot of ways, bullies are victims and victims are bullies. And they're perpetuating the pain they feel inside. And what we need to do is not just think about being reactive and punishing them, which I'm sure there'll be consequences and they'll have to do something about that, but empowerment. We have to figure out what is causing them to do that and empower them.
Here, Barbara, here's what the mother of the bully said, and this is a quote from her. She said, "I don't believe anything she says, but I love her and have been trying to get her help for the longest time. I have 5 other children, so it's very hard for me. She's numb to everything. She doesn't care."
And that's the key, is she doesn't care. Kids who target other kids as viciously as this young girl did have utter contempt for the other girl. And once they have contempt for someone, they can do all these ugly things and not feel any shame or compassion. It's mom who's saying, "I'm worried, I'm sorry." The other mother is, "I'm sorry." Kids who target other kids, yes, we do have to look at rewriting their script. But first, I want to hold them accountable for what they've done. The 2 moms are saying we're accountable and we're sorry, but I want the young girls to be held accountable. And I use a form of restorative justice where they have to own and fix what they did, figure out how they're going to keep it from happening again, and find a way, not through their moms, but individually, to heal with the person they so seriously harmed. And then I would agree with the other person in that we have to rewrite their script, give them ways to nurture their own empathy, to do more constructive things with the leadership skills that they often have, and get them to learn friendship skills. Bullies have phenomenal leadership skills. They have lousy friendship skills. And then we have to get them involved in more creative, constructive activities. But number 1 is to hold them absolutely accountable. And I don't think punishment's the answer, but a restorative justice system has worked quite effectively with kids who have caused serious harm to other kids.
Holly, was there any indication prior to what happened here that your daughter was being victimized, that this other group of kids were acting the way that they were acting?
Not that I was aware of. Normal girl stuff, arguing, not getting along for a few hours and then best friends in the next minute. But nothing that I can imagine that could have led up to what did happen.
And you mentioned that, best friends the next minute. What is the status now of that relationship that your daughter has with these girls?
There is no relationship.
Completely done. And they all go to school together, I assume?
They all are in the same school, yes.
Has the school chimed in on this at all? About
the school? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Has the school said anything about this? Are they going to take any action? Are they going to talk to kids? Are they going to create a safer environment in some way?
The school has been extremely supportive. I know that there were children wearing T-shirts in support of my daughter.
That's great to hear.
Hundreds of kids. I mean, the rallying for her is amazing. I went in yesterday and I spoke with the principal who has been trying to help so much. And he actually had some extra video that he was able to share to get a clearer picture. So they have been very supportive.
And that's encouraging to hear, Holly, because sometimes schools, don't do the right thing. Sometimes they don't get involved. And to hear the support of the other children, that's great to hear because, it's tough enough being a 12-year-old girl with all this that your daughter now has to carry around. Absolutely, it shouldn't be, but it is, and we got to deal with it. Twitter, Facebook, phone calls. Wait, we're going to go to a break, but we got more. We got much more. Don't worry, I'll get to you. Twitter, Facebook, phone calls. I want to hear from you on my question of the day. Let's flip it over. What would you do if your child was the bully? In this case, this mom said, press charges on my daughter. Do what you have to do because we've got to stop her. What would you do? Give me a call.